Hey guys, it's Tom. Happy New Year. It's a new year 2016. Thank you guys so much, first of all, for a great year in 2015. It was a really awesome year for movies, and now we're going to get another awesome year. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys my most anticipated movies of this year. These are movies that I'm excited about, that I'm eager about, and I'm curious about, and I'm also a little bit anxious about. And just to let you know, I'm not going to cover every big movie that's coming out this year. I'm really focusing on the ones that I'm looking forward to. Now, before I get into this list, I do want to mention my two most anticipated movies of this year. Hail Caesar on February 5th, and Captain America Civil War on May 6th. Hail Caesar is the new movie by the Coen brothers, and it stars George Clooney, Josh Brolin, Channing Tatum, Jonah Hill, Scarlett Johansson, Tilda Swinton, and a whole bunch of awesome people. Frances McDormand, which makes sense because she's married to one of them. This trailer looks so much fun. It looks like it's going to have a lot of energy, and I cannot wait to see this movie. And Captain America Civil War, the first Marvel MCU movie that we're going to be getting this year. It's the start of Phase 3 for Marvel, and I cannot wait for this movie. Every time I see the trailer, I just get more excited. It's just give it to me now. I want it. I think this looks like a really cool story. Avengers fighting each other. It just, everything about it makes it look epic, and it also looks like it's going to have some heart. And since the directors from Captain America Winter Soldier are returning for this movie, it gives me a lot of hope. And so those are my two most anticipated movies of this year. So starting from January, these are my most anticipated movies of 2016. The first one we have on January 22nd is for Dirty Grandpa, which stars Zac Efron and Robert De Niro. Now you guys are probably laughing at me that I'm anticipating this movie, but here's why. I actually think this movie looks pretty funny. It looks like it could be a lot of fun. It's so refreshing to see Robert De Niro not take himself too seriously, and it looks like he and Zac Efron in the trailer are having, a lot of fun together, some good chemistry, and so I'm really hoping, this is a really funny movie with also a lot of heart to it, since we got a great actor like De Niro who can deliver the more serious parts of any comedy, if you know what I mean. And also, since 2014's Neighbors, which I may talk about later in this video, it seems like Zac Efron can play against other actors that are older than him in a pretty raunchy and funny comedy. On January 29th, we have Kung Fu Panda 3. I really do like the first Kung Fu Panda movie. I haven't seen the second one, but I will see it before this third one comes out. The cast for this movie just looks incredible. We got the usual cast of Jack Black, Dustin Hoffman, Angelina Jolie, Seth Rogen, Jackie Chan. The original cast is returning, but we're also getting some big names. We're getting Rebel Wilson, we're getting Bryan Cranston, and J.K. Simmons. I mean, when all those cast names show up in the trailer, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this looks really epic. And you know what? I don't care if this is for kids. I like the first Kung Fu Panda movie. It looks like this one's going to have a lot of humor in it, so I'm really excited for this one. This movie was actually supposed to come out in December, but since Star Wars was coming out, they wanted to, make sure that their movie actually did well. So I think that that's a smart move. On February 12th, we have the first superhero movie coming out this year, which is Deadpool. Really excited for Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds playing a witty superhero. It's R-rated, so it's going to be bloody. It's going to be funny with a lot of curse words in it, and so I'm really looking forward to that. The trailers make it look like it's a lot of fun, a lot of quick cutting and editing, and Ryan Reynolds, not taking himself too seriously. It just looks like a whole lot of fun. I crack up every time I see this trailer, and I cannot wait to see Deadpool. I know Deadpool is kind of like a more obscure Marvel character. I know he was in one of the X-Men movies, which I didn't see. But this looks really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to this movie. On March 4th, we have a movie that I'm not really looking forward to that much, but it seems like a lot of people am, so I'm more curious for this movie than I am excited, and that is Zootopia. Now, why do I say that I'm not looking forward to this movie? The trailers, at least the first one, made it kind of look generic, like, oh, if, the human world was, run by animals, okay, we've kind of seen that thing before. And the second trailer, where it shows the fox telling the jokes to the sloth, and the sloth takes that really awkward, long time to laugh, that is the creepiest thing I have ever seen. It is funny to watch people laugh at that, but oh my gosh. But I am looking a bit toward this movie because it looks like it's going to be one of those things where it's like the police need someone who's kind of on the bad side of the law to help them, which is this Fox character voiced by Jason Bateman. I think that's a good casting choice, and so that premise, it's kind of intriguing. So I'm more curious to see this movie, but I will go see it. And then on March 25th, we have two movies coming out that weekend, and of course the one that everyone's looking forward to is DC's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now this movie I do want to see, but I am approaching it with a little bit of caution, and here's why. I was really excited to see this movie until the last trailer came out where it showed a lot of stuff in this movie, almost to the point where it's like it's one of those trailers where you kind of already see how the movie's going to be in those three movies. So it's kind of like I've already seen the movie, but this movie has some time to come out, so I do want to see it, but I am approaching it with a little bit of caution because I feel like they really, spoiled a lot. But I do want to see it. It's Batman versus Superman. Ben Affleck is finally going to be Batman. I know some people are still on the fence about that, and I can't wait to see him and Superman, played by Henry Cavill, battle. And Jesse Eisenberg, let's talk a little bit about him. I'm still unsure about how he'll be in this movie. He looks kind of good in the trailers, so I hope that he's good. Not that I think he'll be good, I really hope that he'll be good. Also on March 25th is a movie that not a lot of people know about, but I'm excited to see it, and that is called I Saw the Light. If you haven't heard of this movie, don't worry, I'm about to tell you what it's about. This movie is sort of like a biopic on country singer Hank Williams. Now, Hank Williams, for me, I will admit, is a guilty pleasure, because he is country music, and I'm not a huge fan of country music, but he was like the first country music star from like the 40s and 50s, and he really, when you listen to his songs, there's no drumming in any of his songs. They are heartbreaking, they're joyful. I'm getting sidetracked right now, but the point is, this movie looks like it could be fascinating, and the thing that really sells me on this movie is that Hank Williams will be portrayed by Tom Wilkinson. Hiddleston, I should say. It's Tom Hiddleston, stupid. When I saw the first picture of Tom Hiddleston as Hank Williams, I thought, oh my gosh, he looks just like him. And he's apparently doing his own singing, so I'm really excited to see how Tom Hiddleston can sound singing country music, because, we all love him as Loki from the Avengers. But, this could be something really cool to see. And also his wife is played by, what is her name? Elizabeth Olsen, or Scarlet Witch from the second Avengers movie. So, kind of a bit of a Marvel tie in there. But from what I've heard from people who have seen this movie, apparently it's not very accurate, or, it's probably not that good. I don't care. I still want to see this movie, and I'm really looking forward to it. Again, Tom Hiddleston as Hank Williams. Yes, I will pay to see that. Speaking of comic book movies, sort of, on April 15th we have The Jungle Book, directed by Jon Favreau, who's the director of the first two Iron Man movies. Now, some people aren't really loving this trailer. This trailer makes it look like it's a little too wrong, I guess. I don't know, I'm not feeling that. I see the trailer, the more I see it, the more I'm intrigued. I would definitely say I'm more curious to see this movie than I am anticipating it, but I still want to see it. The director attached this movie, I think, is a good choice, and the cast is, Bill Murray, Scarlett Johansson as Kaa the Snake. Wow, that's going to be cool to see. We also got Idris Elba and Ben Kingsley and Christopher Walken. The cast right there is really cool, and I've heard that Bill Murray is playing Baloo, the big bear, and that's another thing that I will pay to see. On May 20th, we have two movies coming out that weekend. The one between the two that I'm more anticipated to see is Neighbors 2. Like I said earlier, in 2014, when we had the first Neighbors movie with Zac Efron and Seth Rogen, that really showed the two of them really do have good chemistry together, and they can make a really funny movie. I'm hoping they do the same thing again, because that was a real surprise for a lot of people, including myself, proving that Zac Efron isn't just some pretty face. So it's kind of funny that I'm going to be seeing two movies that I'm actually anticipating with Zac Efron this year. Something I thought I would never say. There hasn't been a trailer release for this movie, there hasn't been a poster, but the fact that it's, the same cast, and it's, a continuation, probably, of the first movie, then I am looking forward to it. Also coming out that weekend is the Angry Birds movie. Now this one, I am curious to see more than anticipating. I think the trailer looks very funny, the trailer looks harmless, it doesn't look cutesy, at least to me at least. The cast list also seems pretty darn spectacular. We got Jason Sudeikis and Josh Gad, Bill Hader, and Peter Dinklage. I don't know what he's playing, but the cast seems really cool, and the trailer didn't look too bad, I will admit, so I am looking forward to this. Plus, I'm curious to see what plot they can develop from an iPhone app that I doubt anyone's played in 3 years. I don't know. If you still play Angry Birds, let me know in the comments below. On June 17th, we have Finding Dory. I don't think I need to tell you guys anything about this movie. This is Pixar's, next movie. It's been, I think, 12 years since Finding Nemo, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. But, they're bringing out Dory, a lot of people's favorite character from that movie, definitely one of my favorite characters. And, they're giving her a story about her finding her family, which is interesting because, she has short-term memory loss. And it's like, how can she remember these things if she forgets things all the time? It seems like a pretty cool story. The trailers make it look really funny. Ellen DeGeneres is perfect as Dory. I really can't wait to see what they do for this. And yeah, like I said, I didn't really need to tell you anything about this movie, but I did. Finding Dory. On July 8th, we have yet another animated film called The Secret Life of Pets. Now, this trailer looks very funny. Every time I've seen this with an audience, they crack up. The trailer doesn't really give too much of a plot, which I am intrigued by, because I'm going, well, what is the plot? You know, because there has to be one. It can't just be, you know, pets doing day-to-day things. But it looks very entertaining, and I really can't wait to see what they do with this. And also, Dana Carvey is listed as in the cast for this movie. That guy hasn't been in movies in a long time, and I think he's a funny guy. I think he's definitely been forgotten, I think, so I really am excited to see, you know, what he'll be in this upcoming movie. On July 15th, we have a movie that I didn't really know about until just, you know, a few days ago, but I heard about it. I'm looking forward to it. It's called La La Land. If you guys haven't heard of this movie, that's okay. Like I said, I didn't know anything about it until a few days ago. This is a movie. It has no poster. It has no trailer. So what is this movie about? Well, this movie is about a jazz pianist played by Ryan Gosling who falls for an actress played by Emma Stone. Now, those two things right there I'm kind of interested in, but the two additional things that make me excited for this movie is that it's directed by Damien Chazelle. Damien Chazelle directed Whiplash, one of my favorite movies from 2014, and it's a music movie, and Whiplash was also a music movie, so I think he'll really shine again in this movie. And the second thing that makes me excited about this movie is that J.K. Simmons is attached to be in the cast on this movie. Wasn't that good English just there? J.K. Simmons, of course, also from Whiplash. He won an Oscar for his well-deserved performance. He's teaming up again with Damien Chazelle. It's a music movie, and I really like Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone being attached to this movie. Like I said, it's called La La Land. We don't really know a lot about this movie, but those four things I just listed right there, that is enough for me to put it on this list. On August 5th, we have Suicide Squad. Now, this is a movie that I've talked to some people, and they're kind of iffy on this movie. I really want to see this movie. I think the premise of this movie is pretty genius. You know, the government needs, you know, people to do these suicidal missions, and of course they get the people who were, you know, criminals in the past to do these because the criminals don't really have anything to lose at this point because, you know, they're criminals. And it's called the Suicide Squad because they're dangerous, you know, missions. And the cast in this movie seems pretty cool. We got Viola Davis, we got Will Smith, I'll talk about him in a second, Margot Robbie, and Jared Leto as the Joker. You know, that trailer that was announced, I think it looks really cool. I know some people are iffy, and you know, let's talk about that for a second. I was talking to a guy who seemed a little bit worried about Will Smith, because Will Smith is playing someone, I believe his name is either Deadshot or Dead Skull. I don't really read the comics. He's basically saying how that guy is not the leader of the Suicide Squad, and the fact that we have a really well-known actor, Will Smith, amongst these other sort of lesser-known actors, and since Will Smith's character isn't supposed to be the leader of the Suicide Squad, the man I talked to kind of feared that the movie will, you know, dwell on Will Smith when they really shouldn't. And since I don't really read the comics, that doesn't really bother me that much, but I can see his point. But from the trailer that I've seen and from everything I've read, this movie seems really exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. On November 4th, we have the second Marvel MCU movie out this year, and that is Doctor Strange. Another movie that we really don't know a lot about, or at least I don't know anything about. Like I said, I don't read the comics. Benedict Cumberbatch seems like a really good casting choice from the images I've seen so far. It looks like he's having a lot of fun. Plus the cast also seems really cool. We got Rachel McAdams, Tilda Swinton, and Chadwick Ejiofor. I can't pronounce his name. The guy from 12 Years a Slave, The Martian. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. If not, here's a picture. Again, we don't know a lot about Doctor Strange. It really does seem like at this point in Phase 3, because this will be the second movie of Phase 3, it really seems like Marvel is really bringing out some of the most unknown Marvel characters, or at least unknown at this point. You know, we've already been introduced to Iron Man and Thor and Captain America, so it's like, let's bring out the most unknown people, the most strange people, and so we're getting Doctor Strange. And it's a Marvel MCU movie. I just really got into Marvel movies last year, so I am looking forward to this one. On November 15th, we have the return to the Harry Potter world with Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I believe that J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter books, is writing the script to this movie. I've seen the trailer for this one. It looks really cool. Again, just to see that wizarding world once again. And Eddie Redmayne, that guy is a great actor, and boy, am I looking forward to seeing him in this trailer. Just the shot of him, you know, pointing his wand and something comes out for like a split second just made my inner child explode and go, oh my gosh, that is Harry Potter. I'm looking forward to this movie. I don't really know too much about a plot. All I know is that Eddie Redmayne plays a guy who brings a trunk full of animals that are sort of magical. Again, we don't really know that much of a plot. This movie comes out in November, but it's Harry Potter, it's Eddie Redmayne, J.K. Rowling, just give it to me right now. And last but not least, on December 16th, we have Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Since we had Force Awakens in 2015, we're getting another one in 2016, and then we're getting Episode 8 in 2017, so our Star Wars, you know, need is going to be filled for quite some time. This one apparently takes place before the events of episode 4. It doesn't really, from what I understand, follow canon too much. Again, not a lot has come out about this movie. There have been a picture released. This movie stars Felicity Jones from The Theory of Everything, so that's pretty exciting. And yeah, it's Star Wars. And from the look of it, I would say it is canon. But, you know, I haven't read too much, so if you guys know anything about it, leave it in the comments below. But it's another Star Wars movie, so of course I'm looking forward to it. Well guys, those are my most anticipated movies of 2016. I know there were some movies on this list that other people are looking forward to that I did not list, because as of right now, maybe I'm not looking forward to them. Maybe just give me some time, but that is my list for right now. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know, what are you most anticipated for this year? Is it any of the movies that I listed? Is it all of the movies that I listed? Is it none of the movies that I listed? Let me know down below. I'm really looking forward to this year, guys. It's going to be another great year of movies. I hope to bring you guys reviews for all those movies that I just listed, so be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a single one. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, I hope you had a very happy new year, and I will see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching. I'm Tom Marutia.